Good evening and welcome to Redcliffe for your Saturday evening fix of A-League action on Network 10. League leaders, Melbourne City, on the road against Brisbane Roar. The home side coming off 2 straight losses for the first time this season. They may have preferred someone else on the horizon other than the league leaders, Melbourne City, to try and bounce back against. But the twice defending premiers dropped points for just the 3rd time this season. Last time out, they were held 1-1 against the Western Sydney Wanderers last time out. Well, Warren Moon has been forced into 3 changes then. Nikola Mileusnic has a calf injury, back again. Let's hope that's not a recurrence of the ones that have nagged him for several seasons now. Riku Danzaki is heavily linked with a move to Motherwell in Scotland. He's missing, while Rahmat Akbari heads to the bench. Jay O'Shea, Joe Knowles and Louis Zabala all come in. Jay O'Shea, it's match number 100 in all competitions for Brisbane Roar for him this evening, back from suspension. And the 25-year-old Kanadi, as well as 20-year-old Ayom Majok, will find themselves on the bench, having trained just once yesterday with their new side, Brisbane Roar. For Melbourne City, Rado Vidosic has kept the same starting 11 for the last 5 matches, but a concussion protocol has forced Jordan Boss to miss out. The coach has decided to switch both fullbacks. Callum Talbot also heading to the bench. And the 2021 Grand Final heroes, Scott Jamieson and Scott Galloway, both return. The attacking armada is all there. Lecky, McLaren, Tilio, and behind them, all Brisbane. The former Brisbane Aidan O'Neill is there alongside Valon Barisha and Richard van der Ven, who was on the score sheet for the 2nd time this season last week. Just having the toss there is Warren Moon. He's moved 3rd in the all-time list of Brisbane coaches in the last couple of weeks, behind just a certain Ange Postecoglou and Frank Farina. And it is Melbourne City that get us underway. They're wearing black armbands this evening after the tragic passing of a family member close to Aidan O'Neill in a car accident. So they will remember that family member this evening. Tough night for Aidan O'Neill, back against his former club. And it's immediately Brisbane onto the front foot with Carlo Armiento. He is the man of the moment for them. And Brisbane will have to take their chances this evening, you feel, Daniel McBreen, if they're to have any chance.
They will indeed, Robbie. Good evening, everybody. It is a big ask for any team coming up against this Melbourne City team. We heard Warren Moon saying that they want to try and exploit the space in behind and try and use pace to get in behind to really open up this City team.
Well, they have to be careful because this City team has plenty of weapons heading forward in attack themselves. They'll have to keep one eye at the back and one eye heading forward. That's nicely done. Aidan O'Neill jinking forward, looking for McLaren. I'm going to say, McLaren, did he just catch Holmes on his way through? Scored a brace earlier this season, that 2-0 victory, which was a lovely run.
It was too easy on the part of Brisbane Roar. He just waltzes past 2 or 3 plays, and you see there Tom Aldred and Connor Chapman vitally aware of Jamie McLaren's run, and I think he just caught
good ball for Van der Ven. Almost found a little bit of space on his left foot. I know what it can produce. We saw it last week, a wonderful equalising goal. Now Tilio's ball in, the header from McLaren, and saved by Jordan Holmes. And just a typical cameo of what Jamie McLaren does so best.
Well, it was a great ball in from Tilio, but despite being 3 Brisbane defenders in that box, The run across the front post. Just watch here, straight across the front post, trying to angle it into that far corner.
Here's Hingard. Little ball in behind, Armiento. Oh, he's into the area, he's done that nicely. And in the end, you don't see that too often. City forced to concede a corner under pressure.
Well, it wasn't the most eloquent of runs. He bustled and hustled his way through 2 or 3 defenders. See here, a little deflection. Now it's a battle. Just can't quite get it under grips again, but Aidan O'Neill says we'll put that out for safety.
O'Shea, back post, the header from Neville. And then the shot, point blank range. Wonderful save, Tommy Glover. On the left foot, I think it was Tom Aldred that fired that one goalwards.
Well, they get up first, and there's plenty of Brisbane bodies around, and Tom Aldred, the unlikeliest of characters, with a great strike. As it falls down to him here, side foots it.
He's a pragmatic man as well. He knows that he's still got plenty to learn. Experience is everything, so shall we leave it at that? We are, of course, still waiting for confirmation that it is a fact.
Yeah, I think we can let everyone else mull over that one, and we'll concentrate on this one.
Jamison's header, only as far as Neville, but now Van der Ven with those marauding runs forward. Letting fly with that left boot. Last week we saw class and poise. That was all power from the Dutchman.
Well, it was Matt Leckie who won the ball initially. When the ball broke to Richard Van der Ven, he had one thing on his mind, didn't he? To drive towards that edge of the box and unleash a strike. Happy with himself there. Really should have hit the target, forced to save.
Tommy Glover has made the save of the match so far. 9 touches in opposition box for just 1 for Melbourne City. So that tells you that Brisbane are doing a great job defending, as here goes Knowles on the left foot. So close for the former Perth man, looking for his first goal in Brisbane colours.
Well, it was from a really tight angle, wasn't it? He's done well here. A little bit of indecision for both, and you see the angle there. I'm not too sure if Tom Glover would have had that covered. That was creeping into that bottom corner. It wasn't too far away.
Switch for Hingard. That's a good run from Joe Knowles, bursting through players to get front position. Neville gets it back from Hingard. Oh, a little bit of space. Armiento gets it back somehow in the area. No one wanting to make a challenge. Hingard. Neville crosses, back post. Wonderful ball. And it was Jay O'Shea arriving at the back post. And it's out for a goal kick.
Oh, it's wonderful persistence. Attacking the ball there. It's a wonderful ball in from Scott Neville. Given too much time to face up and look at central. Jay O'Shea arriving late, attacking the ball.
And the card is out for Jay O'Shea. Second yellow of the match. Second for a foul on Aidan O'Neill. After Zabala, Jay O'Shea gets a yellow.
Well, Jay O'Shea there chasing back. Had stopped the play, had stopped the attack. I think it was more Aidan O'Neill just sort of slowed down, didn't he, in front of him, and he just got himself right behind him, and there was nothing he could do. There was no arguments for him about the yellow card.
O'Shea has to be careful. We saw that yellow card at least. There was one a couple of weeks ago that turned into a red against Perth. That's why he was missing last weekend. Barisha's ball in. The second header. It was just dropping under the crossbar from Curtis Good. .30 seconds left in this first half. Chances few and far between. A really tactical arm wrestle in Redcliffe between Brisbane Roar and Melbourne City.
Well, it's been an entertaining first half. Brisbane Roar doing a fantastic job at containing Melbourne City, limiting their opportunities for strikes on goal and creating a number themselves. Press has been fantastic, back 3 or 5, sliding across to help the wing-back that steps forward. It's been a very good tactical display.
And that's the end of that tactical display. No time for that last free kick for Tom Aldred. Rado Vidosic's side, who dropped points for just the 3rd time in the season, last time out, are being held again here by Warren Moon's Brisbane side, who have built their success this season on defence. For the moment, they are holding the Premiers scoreless, and they even had the best chance of the opening 45 minutes when Tom Aldred was denied by Tom Glover. Half-time in Queensland between Brisbane Roar and Melbourne City, and we are scoreless at the break. Ali Reza Fagani's whistle gets this second half underway, and it's the home side who have defended stoutly, attacked intelligently in the first half, and are currently holding the Premiers and the league leaders scoreless at the break. But Matt Leckie coming charging forward with Marco Tilio, again crowded out. Van der Ven is there, Leckie still. One way then the other with Aidan O'Neill. Just as it was at the start of the first half. City straight onto the front foot, trying to catch Brisbane Roar cold. Barisha, no way forward for him. Jamison with Leckie. They hold on to the ball, they pass it around so well. Tilio bypassing Van der Ven for Galloway. Now the Dutchman has it. Switch of play, Jamison, Barisha. Daniel McBreen, as we saw in that first half, that intelligent football from Brisbane. They held them at arm's length. Early yellow card, and this time it is for Aidan O'Neill.
Well, I thought Warren Moon got his tactics perfectly right in the first half, and his team went out and executed perfectly as well. They created a couple of opportunities. They kept Melbourne City to a minimum of chances, and I'm sure his half-time talk will be more of the same, please. Rado Vidosic, on the other hand, will probably be a little frustrated. His team so adept at tearing other teams apart and moving the ball around and exposing weaknesses. It's this Brisbane Roar team really aren't giving anything away.
Galloway, Van der Ven, he is just full of running, as you say. Now Jamison for Barisha. His cross deflected behind corner. The first of the match for Melbourne City, coming 8 minutes into the second half. It will be Valon Barisha, the Swedish-born former Norway international, now Kosovo international. In it comes. It's a good ball in, and it's cleared off the line. I think it was Curtis Good that got the touch. And it may have been Jay O'Shea on the goal line that got that clear.
It was a good ball in. It actually comes off the backside of Curtis Good, which gave enough time. We don't know what he was trying there. It's like he may have been trying to get out the way.
In it comes again, the header, and this time kept out by Jordan Holmes, who just swatted it away, I think with the help of the post.
I think it may have hit the crossbar. Again, the delivery was fantastic. See here on the Harvey Norman replay, lots of Melbourne City players there. I think it's Matt Leckie who got the final touch. Gets up, off the shoulder maybe, onto the crossbar. And 4 or 5 Brisbane defenders at the back post managed to get it away.
Naboo, dangerous when he runs on that left foot and lets fly. Jordan Holmes pads it down and makes the save.
Well, if it was anyone else running into those positions, you might say that was optimistic, but we've all seen what Andrew Naboo can do from that kind of range in that exact circumstance. Always willing to get inside, bring it onto the left foot if needed. Really troubling Jordan Holmes on this occasion.
Poor. He's made a difference since coming on. Little turn from Armiento, but he couldn't thread it through towards Joe Knowles. Those two attacking midfielders playing together up front. Joe Knowles started the season up front, provided a couple of assists for Charlie Austin before ended up playing a wing-back role in recent weeks. He's back up front today. Brindle South with Neville. O'Shea. South for Kai Truan. Now, was Scott Galloway keeping him onside? He must have been, because the flag has stayed down. Well, that was almost a way through if Armiento's touch had been a little better. Van der Ven. It's a good challenge, Courtney Perkins, and look at the space here. Galloway's out of position. Henry Hoare bursting into the box, confronted by Lamb, and he's got no option. Finds one suddenly. Just when it looked lost, he squared the ball for Armiento, who couldn't direct it goalwards.
Well, we'll see here on the Harvey Norman replay, there seemed to be nothing on. And while he stood and waited, Henry Hoare, Melbourne City players failed to pick up Armiento, who just drifted into a great position on the edge of the box. Maybe just caught himself by surprise as well.
Twisting and turning, one way then the other. Kai Truan, his cross, back post. Oh, Courtney Perkins thought that was his. And it's well defended by Galloway.
Well, Brisbane Roar flowing players forward. On that occasion, 3 orange shirts in the box waiting for a cross. They had to weather a real Melbourne City storm in the early 15 minutes of this half. They're coming home with a tail wind and the crowd at their back.
More than half their goals from dead ball situations. O'Shea in towards Glover, who punches. Back out. Aldred throwing his body at it. Is still alive. Hoare is in there. Aldred again. Hoare still on the turn. Chapman. Henry Hoare shoots. Saved by Glover. Brilliant save again. And that's the second time that Tom Glover has stood between his side and a second defeat of the season.
Well, he got down wonderfully well, didn't he?
Goes past Van der Ven. That's going to be a booking for the Dutchman.
Well, this whole stand went up as one there, didn't they, in unison, baying for a card. As Ayam Majok got past Van der Ven, he realised he needed to bring him down. It was a promising attack on the cards.
Another all-action performance from him. 91st minute, still charging back in cover. O'Shea delivers into the box, back post. It's still there. Well, it was Neville again, who's been ghosting in at the back post all night. Oh, Kai Truan has been absolutely collected by Aidan O'Neill. Now, he is on a yellow and has to be careful, if not for the result of this one, for what could come next week.
Well, that's late, isn't it?
To be fair, it's worse than what he got the first yellow for, I think.
What it means is that Brisbane Roar have a free kick and another opportunity to get that ball into the Melbourne City box.
Just over a minute left. O'Shea drives it back post. Neville is there again. He's been beaten to it though. Andrew Naboo, only McLaren ahead of him. Neville trying to foul Naboo, but he keeps going, and there's the ball for McLaren into the area. Jordan Holmes has come. Brindle South is still there. McLaren can't hit the target. The City bench were up on their feet, willing that one in. And Brisbane survive a dramatic finish. And there's still time to produce one of their own. Neville for Ayom. Akbari making his way through. Ayom Majok's done well. There's no one up to support him though. The high press has not made it into the 94th minute.
Certainly some tired legs out there now.
The 4 minutes of stoppage time are just about up as Galloway comes forward. Here's Naboo. There will be one more chance. Now, has that come off? A hand? No, says the referee. Full time in Redcliffe. And despite a late flurry, it is probably just about an even and fair result. Tom Glover with two exceptional saves, one in each half, to deny Aldred firstly, and then Henry Hoare at the other end. City had chances of their own but couldn't find a way through. They are kept scoreless for the first time this season. Melbourne City, by a Brisbane side that after back-to-back defeats have rediscovered their hermetically sealed back line. It's all over in Redcliffe. Brisbane Roar 0, Melbourne City 0.